crypto.
Welcome back. This is the Underground Crypto, back at it again. What a day. My goodness, the election's finally over. We have the president-elect, Biden, who took it. I'm kind of glad it's over. It was like 3-4 days. I'm happy it's over, right? So in today's show, we're going to talk about what does that mean for Bitcoin? What does that mean for Stellar? What does that mean for cryptocurrency market in a whole? With Trump, we we're kind of stable. We kind of knew what was going on in a way, right? Now with the new administration that's coming next year, January, we really don't know, right? So we're going to look at an article that looks to answer this question of what does this mean for Bitcoin? What does this mean for Stellar? What does this mean for the cryptocurrency market? What does it mean about regulation? Because we know the Trump administration was getting closer and closer to regulating the cryptocurrency space, right? So that's our show for today. We're going to talk about that, right? And I want to show you this video. This video is very mysterious. I'm going to show you first, right? This video, you know, there's a lot of talk right now with the ballots and the mail-in ballots, right? And I'm going to play the video, and they're saying they have something, right? They have something. They have a technology built in to the ballots, right? So I'm going to play that video, but before we play that video, let's look at the cryptocurrency market, right? So soon as Biden was selected or announced, I would say, everything just dropped. It dropped 0.347%. I had people texting me like, hey, what should I do? Because we were up really nice. It was up over 15,000 early this morning, right? And it dropped below like 14.5. So it was pretty scary. You know, people were selling. You know, because you never know if it's going to go back down at 6,000 again. So there was fear around when that happened. And for Stellar down, we're up big yesterday, but Stellar at 0.80. So Stellar on the day, the sleeping giant, all right, this is when it took a dip yesterday, and then it just took off, right? And then throughout the day, you can see here with the Biden news, that's when it started falling. We were up 0.0857, almost 0.086, and it went down, right, to 0.079. So it was a bit scary, but you got to hang in there. You got to hodl, right? So that's the cryptocurrency market, right? And it's going to be a little bit unknown, right? But with this article, we're going to bring a little bit of clarity into things with a new administration, right? We're going to answer some of the questions or thoughts that you may be having. But first, I'm going to play this clip here, right? Right? And this person here, Steve Piznik, I may have butchered that, but he's admitting something that he knows and others know, but they didn't tell us. But I think I may have heard about this, though. I heard the postal system filed a patent, right? So let me play this clip, and I want to know what you think, right? Turn up your speakers. Turn up your volume on this one.
This was happening. However, I could not say anything about it. What happened was we watermarked every ballot with what's called the QFS blockchain encryption code. In other words, we know pretty well where every ballot is, where it went, and who has it. So this is not a stolen election. On the contrary, I knew this was happening. However,
Right. So that's a scene there from InfoWars. So basically, what they're saying, because you know how Trump filed, he's filing lawsuits and all this stuff. From what he's saying is that they have a technology, a blockchain technology that's tracking where the ballots went, all the ballots that you may have sent in, where it went. Right. And as I mentioned, I did see a patent filed by the Postal Service for something related to blockchain and voting. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how if it's 100% truthful, right? So we're gonna find out. So just keep that in the back of your mind, and let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks. If they're able to find evidence, maybe they're able to find evidence with this blockchain technology, right? So we're gonna dive into the article right now. So with Biden and the administration, what does that mean, right? And this was written by Shine Lee or Lai on November 4th. So this is the day of the election. Title of this: Will the outcome of Biden versus Trump race affect crypto? And we know it will. We know it will, right? So we're gonna dive into it here, and this first talks about how Bitcoin it was kind of like correlated with the stock market. Like stock market goes up, Bitcoin kind of went up, went down, kind of went down, but Bitcoin lately has been just on a tear. The bull market's starting, and it's decoupled from the stock market in a way, right? So for the U.S. elections, what this article is saying, right? Bitcoin unaffected by U.S. elections, right? So they're talking about how Bitcoin went on a tear, bull run has started, and everything. This statement here: many institutions have turned towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as hedges with the depreciating of the U.S. dollar, right? In an email to blockchain.news, head of research at blockchain.com, top UK economist Dr. Garrick Heilemann disclosed, regardless of who wins the election, high fiscal spending will continue to exacerbate the debt sustainability crisis and inevitably drive rising interest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. My bad for butchering that word. It's like midnight, so my brain just locked up on that one. Right? So one thing is for sure, regardless of the outcome of the presidential elections, Bitcoin may likely undergo a surge when the second round of stimulus packages roll out. As the US dollar continues to depreciate with the mass printing of fiat for stimulus COVID-19 relief, this may direct investors' attention towards hedges such as Bitcoin to secure their funds in the midst of global economic uncertainty, Heilemann said. Right? So there's a lot of uncertainty with COVID, a lot of uncertainty with, once we get that stimulus package, the trillions of dollars of debt that we're in, it's going to even get more trillions of dollars in debt. And the US dollar will be worth less and less after that. I could see them spending 2-3 trillion, especially if it's an all Democratic Senate. They can just pass everything, right? And they can spend 3-4 trillion more in debt. I think that's what the Republicans were trying not to do, not to spend too much. But relief is needed because we're going through a trying time right now. So it's a challenge, right? So this quote here by Heilemann: the U.S. dollar is the world's reserve currency because there's trust in the U.S. government's reliability and stability For the first time, we are seeing the perception challenged in a significant way at a time when a promising new class of digital assets are gaining momentum. He added, anything that negatively impacts the perception of a safe and stable dollar will likely boost interest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Right? So from what he's saying here is there'll still be interest in Bitcoin, still be interest in Stellar and other cryptocurrencies. Right? So that's a good sign, is what he's saying. But the bad thing now is the Trump administration, they were very close to Ripple. Ripple had an office in D.C. and they were helping with clarity with cryptocurrency and the banking system. I think Ripple and the Trump administration had a relationship. So now it's kind of like you're starting all over from scratch, right? You're starting over from scratch with a new administration that may not be too fond or may not know about cryptocurrencies, even though there was information mailed out to Senate about what is cryptocurrency, and I think they were sent some Bitcoin to get them familiar with it. Right? And there were also people in the Trump administration that were fond of cryptocurrency and having regulation because they saw the importance of cryptocurrency. Right? So if I read this paragraph here, what about U.S. crypto regulations? Right? So however, in terms of cryptocurrency regulations in the U.S., it appears that it has been criticized for its lack of clear regulatory framework. Right? For example, the cryptocurrency enforcement framework released by the U.S. Department of Justice drove Ripple founders to contemplate moving their company headquarters to a more crypto-friendly space such as Japan. I think this is incorrect. I remember hearing UK, not Japan. Right. So current President Donald Trump has also stated time and time again that he was no fan of cryptocurrencies. I'm not sure how true this was or is. I think this may have been when he was first president. I'm not sure if this is how he feels about it now. Continues as they are too volatile in his opinion. So I'm not sure how true that is. He previously said unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity. All right, so may be true, maybe not. It may be something he thought of before, but after getting an understanding of how safe it could be and help with drug trade and other illegal activity, his mind may have changed on that. Right? So as for Joe Biden, what this is saying, the presidential hopeful, now the presidential elect, has not broached the topic of cryptocurrencies in his political campaign. So that's where there's a bit of concern there, right? Will we not have regulation? Right? Will it still be the Wild Wild West? So that's the question. So I want to know your thoughts on this article. I want to know your thoughts on the video with the mailing ballot. Right? So that's a wrap. This is the Underground Crypto. Thanks a ton for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for the 500 XLM giveaway.
We don't have that much competition. They would use Stellar to make their payments faster.